Good day, viewers. Welcome to today's edition of my Liberation Gospel, Operation Python Dance 2, the cowardice and end of Buhari. Operation Python Dance. They said this is the second stage of the Operation Python Dance, and shortly I'm going to read out the statement by the Nigerian Army on this. But before then, I've asked myself, when did the Nigerian Army become a police force that is now dealing with police the police sphere of duty? It's now the police force in Nigeria that what should be ordinarily police job is now being in the list of the Nigerian Army. From the statement, let me just read a section of it. They said it's going to be involved in raids, cordon, search operations, anti-kidnapping drills, roadblocks, checkpoints, and show of force and humanitarian activities such as medical outreach. But it's laughable, because this is very important. This their Operation Python Dance, or whatever they call it. They even translated it into Igbo language, exercise Egu AK. So I was just laughing because this making caricature of the Nigerian Army. And how many days ago? Is it up to 2 days or yesterday? That's the Fulani herdsmen killed 19 people in Plateau, and it has repeatedly happened. They've been killing people across the country, and this is very important that some of our people that are blind should look at this, the Operation Python Dance, and begin to wake up of a grand plot to annihilate our people. When the issue of Biafra comes up, they think it's an Igbo thing. It is not an Igbo thing. But before then, what does that the Operation Python Dance means? I've just read out part of the text. Their Ahmad, or whatever he called himself, their spokesman, director of training and operations, read out. That is the core thing that they're going to do. But of course, we've been seeing this. Unless you didn't grow up in the southeast, we are used to roadblocks, military roadblocks. Before the emergence of this dispensation, democratic dispensation, we've been in under military rule, from one military administrator to another. So this Operation Python Dance has been in existence since the end of the Civil War. It was in existence before we were born. We grew up seeing Operation Python Dance in our hemisphere. So this is nothing new. This is nothing new. I don't think a real Southeasterner should be afraid of this operation. Is it today that we started seeing military roadblocks? They've always been there. They've always been there. So this is not a new thing. And I tagged it as the cowardice and end of Buhari, because I remember the time of Gani Fawemi. Gani Fawemi, there was a time, when during the Babangida era, he was always in the court, and they keep hounding him into their gulag and detention. And each time they release him, you see a Lone Ranger. He was just a lawyer. Most of you know about Gani. Helicopters will be flying over his compound. I remember reading one of his interviews. He said, imagine a helicopter early morning hovering above his building. That is the sign of a dying dictatorship. And this is the sign of cowardice and end of Buhari. You are in Nigeria. I've been following things. I was in Nigeria a couple of months back. I've seen what is going on every day. I keep in touch with my people. you know the situation. I mean, when it comes to security threats, what are the problems? What is the most security threat in Nigeria? What kills people? What threatens the security of South Easterners? I should say is the Fulani herdsmen, because when you talk about kidnapping, I mean, in Lagos, we've been posting it here on Africa World newspaper. There have been kidnappers in Lagos. People die in Lagos every day. Kidnapping and robbery across the length and breadth of Nigeria. So when you are talking about Southeast, raising up a military scheme, calling it Operation Python Dance, that you are coming to sort out kidnap issues, killing. Now, this brings, let me bring back this. I made a broadcast about the Ozobolo killings, and many of you had issues with that. I said this kind of thing cannot happen in our place. I grew up, I'm a born and bred Igbo guy. I grew up at home, so I know the mentality of my people. Nobody can take a gun and go inside a church and start shooting people. Say you are having problems with your people, you are having problem with your friend or your kinsman, then you have to go into a church. Despite the fact that the father is there, was killed, you killed a lot of people inside the church. It doesn't happen in my place. Igbos doesn't have that mentality. In as much as we have